of certain churches who use the excuse that the child is responsible for the plight, for the problems experienced not only in the community but in the family. And because they are witches. And so all sorts of atrocities are committed against children. Today we are going to talk about, on this segment, we're going to talk about what do we do? I mean, we talked about all the problems that, you know, what do we do? I just want to start with what I think is one thing we're not doing.
Right.
We are not respecting God. We're not respecting God. How are we not doing that? Unfortunately, religion as it's known today has become a means of money making. Okay, now we understand there are some religions that are doing the right things. But at the same time, there are religions that are not doing the right thing.
Right.
There are religions that are using the excuse of God worship to commit atrocities. And it becomes our responsibility to say, not anymore. Not in the name of God. And if we respect God, then we have to respect all of God's children. That's what we're not doing. We see God from our own myopic perspective. And when we do that, we have a tendency to dismiss others' perceptions of what God is. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as we were talking earlier in between the segments, we have been told a lot of things about God and who God is and where God is and what we have to do to be close to God and all of those types of things. We have been discussing what it would take for us to even claim that we are respecting God. And I was saying that what we need to do is to reclaim our minds.
That's right.
We need to reclaim our minds. If someone tells you to do some of the things, or even if you hear about somebody doing some of the things that we talked about last week that were being done to these children in Nigeria, one of the things that the parents have been told is that they would have to pay a certain amount of money.
Thousands
of dollars, or whatever the currency is, to have their children delivered. Now, first of all, I think we want to tell you that deliverance is free.
It's free.
If it's a spiritual deliverance, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's not something that you need to go have to save up your money or borrow from other people and to pay to somebody to do this for you.
May I just jump in when we're talking about paying? You have to ask yourself, if you have to pay God, where is that money going to?
Right. And
what does God need with your money?
Right.
Why we're using the excuse of God, we're doing God's work, we're collecting money. See, I don't mind, personally, I don't mind if we collect money to do good.
Yes.
If we use the money to build communities, to help the poor, those are good reasons to ask for money.
Yes.
But it's never a good reason to ask for money so that you can take somebody's child and abuse them. And you convince that is such a disrespect for God, when you convince God's creation that for God to love them, they have to abuse their children. We need to start reclaiming our minds. The most powerful tool in the hands of an oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. You know who said that?
Reclaim your mind.
Stephen Biko of South Africa. He said it to young children. Told them to hold on to your mind, because you see, if you got your mind, there's nothing anybody can convince you. We don't own our minds anymore. And that's what Godianism is doing.
Yes.
Claim your mind. See, when you reclaim your mind, you don't have to run around and screaming, I've got my mind, I've got my mind. That's not what it means to reclaim your mind. It just means that people cannot convince you to do something that is foreign to you, that doesn't feel right.
Yeah, because you have a conscience. Your conscience is going to tell you. You know what, a lot of times people are talking about, well, you know, these people are uneducated. You don't have to have an education for your conscience to be pricked that something is going amiss or awry with the situation when someone asks you to do something wrong. Something inside of you will say, that doesn't even sound right.
That's right.
Would my mother have done that? Would you know? You see what I'm saying? That's